Chapter 1. He adored New York City. He idolized it all out of proportion. No, make that, he romanticized it all out of proportion. Better. To him, no matter what the season was, this was still a town that existed in black and white and pulsated to the great tunes of George Gershwin. Now let me start this over. Chapter 1.
Welcome to Kermode Uncut. Woody Allen's Manhattan is today returning to UK cinemas in a new 4K transfer scanned directly from the original camera negative. This transfer, played at the London Film Festival in 2016, was very warmly received, and now it's getting a limited theatrical release. The reason this is interesting is because I'm a huge Woody Allen fan, but whenever you talk about Woody Allen films, it's rarely the visuals that are the first thing that come to mind. You think about the script, you think about the characters, you think about whether it's one of the early funny ones, one of the later serious ones, one of the ones from the period in which it was like one on, one off. What you don't do is immediately think about the way the film looks. And in fact, I remember going to see Manhattan when it first came out in the 1970s and being completely bowled over by the way it looked. But then, since then, I've only seen it on the small screen. It's shot in wonderful black and white by Gordon Willis, and the music, of course, is by George Gershwin. And it is one of those films that actually really needs to be projected. It's a Woody Allen film in which you can love as much what you're looking at as what you're hearing. Now, I've always been a diehard Woody Allen fan. I think people are kind of very down on his movies nowadays. They say, oh, they're not as good as the original ones were during his heyday when he was making things like Annie Hall and Manhattan, which is weird because, you know, he makes a new movie every year, and 1 in 4, 1 in 5 of them are really terrific. You know, a film like Blue Jasmine will come along and remind you why Woody Allen is such a sort of force of nature when it comes to cinema. There is something about Manhattan that is perfectly formed as far as a piece of filmmaking is concerned. There's almost every other Woody Allen film I'd say you could pretty much watch at home and it will still work. I mean, I love Love and Death. It's a great looking movie, but it works every bit as well on a small screen. As far as Manhattan is concerned, it is perhaps the sole exception, the Woody Allen film that you really do need to go and see projected. If you get a chance to see it up on the big screen, please do. It's a real visual treat. It's a film which is worth watching just for the way it looks, not just what it says, but the way in which it feasts your eyes and says, this is a beautiful city.